Hi kids, it's Mr. Edovich. We're here for Math Minute 16. Just like every other time we do this, I'll read through 1 through 5 and I might talk about some things, then you'll pause it, check your answers, and then we'll do the same thing for 6 through 10, and following that, you'll be on your way and ready to move on with math. So let me pause and zoom in and we'll get started. Today we have number 1, 7 plus 2 plus 0. That's just an addition problem with 3 addends. That's what it's called. Each number is called an addend. So if you have 3 numbers that you're adding together, you have 3 addends. But you're just looking for the answer here. Number 2, multiply the numbers. 4 times 2, or 4 groups of 2 is the same as. How many triangles do we have here total? This is a line. Is that true or false? We've talked about those. Circle the abbreviation for gallon. Kids, we haven't talked too much about abbreviations, but abbreviations are shortened forms of words. Okay? And the most common place I can think that you see them is in your address. For example, I live on Magnolia Lane. But I don't write Magnolia Lane, I write Magnolia, and then I write LN. Okay? So this is an example of an abbreviation, a shortened form of a word. Another place you see it often is in Mr. or Mrs. or Miss. Instead of writing the whole word Mr. out, we just write Mr. with a period at the end of it, and that's, stands for this particular word, Mr. So oftentimes it's the first letter and the last letter, and then there's a period after it. Sometimes that's not true, like in the word lane, they misspelled L-A-N-E, and you only use the L and the N abbreviation. Anyway, I got a little bit off track. So you're just looking for the abbreviation for gallon. Hopefully with this explanation you can figure out which one it is and move on. Circle how many cups are in 1 pint. Like I said before, we haven't talked too much about this yet, but you have different units of measurement when you're talking about liquids. Most of the time when we're talking about gallons, we're talking about milk or gasoline. But then gallon can be broken down into different things. And so you start with a gallon, and then you go down to a quart. And a quart is a quarter of a gallon. And then you go down to a pint. And then you go down to a cup. And that's pretty much the smallest one that there is. So I don't have examples of those right now, but as we get further into it, we can talk more about it. Since we're talking about fractions, though, a pint is 1/8 of a gallon, and a cup is 1/16 of a gallon. So you need 16 cups in a gallon, you need 8 pints in a gallon, you need 4 quarts in a gallon, and then we just kind of work forward from there. But circle how many cups are in 1 pint. Because we haven't talked too much about it, I'm going to tell you there are 2 cups in a pint. Now, I just want you to pause your video, go through 1 through 4, circle your answers or write them in, and then we'll move on. Come back and check with me when you're done. You can see I added some things to my notes just to make sure kids understood what I was talking about. But we'll just go through the answers. 7 plus 2 plus 0 is 9. Multiply the numbers. 4 times 2, you should come up with 8. This is a line that is false. This is actually a line segment. Circle the abbreviation for gallon. It's always going to include the letters in it, and most often it's going to include that first letter for sure. So the only one with G in this set is GAL, or gal. So gallon, the abbreviation is gal. And we said there are 2 cups in 1 pint. 2 cups in a pint. So let's move on to 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. In this, we're getting into division now. So there are how many sets of 2 and 8? I count 1 set, 2 sets, 3 sets, 4 sets. Okay? There are 4 sets of 2 and 8. This is the same thing as saying 8 divided by 2 is 4. If I take 8 total things, these crescent moons, and I put them in groups of 2. There's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, and kind of sorting them out. Or another way to look at it would be to say, I have 8 crescent moon cookies, and I want to give some of them an equal amount to 4 of my friends. How many can I give each friend? You could also say the opposite. I want to give 2 cookies to each friend. I have 4 friends. How many cookies do I need to give out? And so these numbers, just like addition and subtraction, work together. So you can also say the opposite. 4 times 2 equals 8. 2 times 4 equals 8. And 8 divided by 4 equals 2. And there's your fact family for these numbers. So we won't go into a long explanation here. I'll let you do 7 on your own. And then you're going to use the greater than, less than, or equal to sign to complete questions 8, 9, and 10. And if your copy is like mine, you can see some things are already written in here. So those are the correct answers. Just make sure you take a look at them and solve 19 minus 4. So I'll pause it quick and check back with you, or you check back with me, and we'll be all done. So, like we said, there are 4 sets of 2 and 8. There are 3 sets of 2 and 6. 261 is greater than 126. Or, I'm sorry, 126 is less than 261. You would read this just like a sentence. And then this one would say 342 is greater than 231. Again, reading it just like a sentence, left to right. Number 10, 19 minus 4 is 15. So great job, kids. Thanks for participating in this Math Minute 16, and I will see you for your math lesson. Have great days. Bye.